Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to our experiment here in ecosystem. We've definitely got a lot more areas kind of, I'd say, developed and things going on. We might actually have a little bit too much in the way of kind of like species and animals, because as you guys have commented, or I've gotten a comment or two, there is more lag starting to become noticeable, and my computer isn't exactly like the most capable thing to handle too much, because it is still a bit of an older system in a way. But we do want to keep this going for a couple more episodes. I actually have a little bit of a new, like, what are you? A Catamosia. I mean, you're definitely an odd one. I thought you were actually kind of like a whalish thing if the limb was on the other side to match, but they're kind of offset, aren't they? And the Leviathans are not exactly figuring themselves out as well as I thought they might. Although, they are kind of wiggling more, so maybe they are learning as generations are going by. But the pet project that I was thinking of is going to be exploring the creative mode of... Wait, are those floating? Okay, I think, yeah, those are floating. I might have actually come across those last episode. Is to use the creative mode of ecosystem and try almost doing like a replication of Subnautica in it. Now, it's not, of course, going to be anything like a direct one-to-one or ratioed scale, etc. It'd basically probably be about taking the general biomap of how Subnautica is and trying to adapt into ecosystem. So having things like kelp forests like this, or the sandy plains area that the Aurora crashed, or the crag fields. Because that's actually something really interesting. Maybe we'll do to like a... This is kind of like a deadish area up here, so I'll do a little bit of playing around with the environment here. So I think I need dark rock, because one of the really nice things about ecosystem is that you can really make them how you want to... You can terraform the game however you want, so you can do things like the crag fields. Well, I mean, it's not exactly like how I'm... Let me try expanding that a little further. Okay, it might be a bit suggestive, but like the crag fields, those arcing stone things there. Actually, let me see. I'm going to try making a few more, and maybe... Yeah, you gotta move the mouse a little bit, but it doesn't have to be much to get things kind of like going out. And then we'll just try narrowing the brush down as we get further out. So you can sort of make the little bit of crags that you see in Subnautica in a way. I don't think... let me try the smoothing tool. Maybe that will help shape these up a bit more, too. No. Well, you'll do some interesting stuff with it, but this is definitely the way to, like, slim down and get the more general shape if you're looking for it. Yeah, we'll just smooth that completely. But yeah, it's stuff like that where you could try doing things, and... Or making certain areas like the, we could even try doing something like the mushroom caves if we wanted. I'm actually going to try doing something interesting here. This is actually the opposite direction I want to go on the map, but... I mean, I'm going to carve a nice big deep trench here, and then we'll just have a current going along it and see what that might do. That's where ecosystem, the terraforming tools will really let you shape and adjust to make a lot of unique stuff in it. So let's say this leads somewhere. I'm not sure where we want it to lead yet, but... where are we even going with this? That's a good question. I'm just looking at the mini-map. Yeah, we'll say it goes up to here. And then we'll just backtrack to make this nice and deep and really noticeable. There we go. We'll probably make a few more of those like rock crags above it, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a look and appearance. Add some character to it. And maybe we'll just have this kind of go like here. And let me see, what kind of plant life would do good around here? I'm looking for something that would give... not quite that. Oh, there we go. Try some of this milfoil as well. And seagrass. And we'll even see about some things around here, too. Like, I do this for, like, the eco-health that it says, but you can honestly plant things anywhere and just see how they kind of go about. Yeah, so make an area up here with all that. Even add a bit of coral, why not? And then what we're going to do is, let's see, that is to remove. No, we want to put in. So kind of have currents. And everything kind of circle in here a bit. And then we'll have a current that takes it all the way along this trench here. And see if maybe what we've got up there will flow along and through here, and we'll over time see this like populate with more plants and stuff like that. And then another comment that I do appreciate was that, like, I can understand for how YouTube can be where a lot of content creators nowadays just kind of rush out stuff. It's like these one-and-done videos, or they don't take the time to showcase and go into depth with game systems as much as, like, maybe they used to. And that's something that I appreciate, because that's one of the reasons why I wanted to actually make a channel in the first place, was because certain games I felt were kind of given the short end of the stick when it came to coverage or, like, showcasing what their potential could be. They should have gotten a much more fair chance or some more notice about what they can do or have as... You know, let's try making a little bit of an archway here. Why not? Try expanding this up and just keep building, and soon enough they should... Yeah, there we go. So we got a nice archway going through here. I'm hoping... Well, I mean, there's... Let me see if I can smooth this little thing out. There we go. So I'm hoping the currents will take this all and... Actually, can't see if there is a current. Let me see. Okay, so it's not too visible if there is actually current flowing or not, but we'll just kind of leave this area, see what kind of comes of it as it's been left alone. Other areas like our kelp, this area is actually kind of developed really nicely. We got a few things living around here. Canthalba. You guys are actually... Yeah, one of the problems is I definitely let the animal, like, the population get a little too high for what I think I can really handle, or what the computer will handle, because I'm not sure if you can hear the, like, jet run into the background trying to take off. But I'm hoping with some more time, these guys will, like, figure out how they can sort of, like, use the back tail for more propulsion. That's actually kind of working. I mean, the back is bending. That's the biggest thing, is it's understanding it can wiggle. It's... There you go, that's some more movement. It's just... Its spine is at a 90-degree angle, which we don't exactly want. But yeah, with things like... Actually, there's even more I can research here, too. Like, brain coral, we'll get that. I guess we'll get small elkhorn. And let's get sun coral. Like, there's so much actually in... Oh, wow, I didn't even realize I have 988, and I can still, like, get more. Let's just keep going, see how... Holy... Okay, there's a lot more options for plants and stuff you can, like, put down. They're starting to get into things like, shells and... Yeah, like nautilus shell. Doesn't really add anything, and I think those are more for just, like, decoration, but... It goes to show you how much you can really customize the ecosystem. No, I want F2, because I want to see, is there, like, a red... Nothing quite like a red grass. I think that is something more truly alien only Subnautica has, but... Oh, all research is actually complete. Yeah, so we have everything available now, and that is actually quite a bit when you look at it, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 17 of the miscellaneous you can put down. Holy crap. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 of the coral. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 of regular plant species. And those all have like different visuals to them and that, so you really can go about fully customizing whatever you want out of your ecosystem with. I would recommend not doing what I did and putting down too many species too quickly. Because they have, they're probably eating up a little bit of the frame rate for the video. And, oh, actually you can see our trench right on the... What the heck is that? Well, I mean, talk about, like, whale things. I wish your limbs were a little bit more oriented, but it almost looked like a giant tadpole. So you are a forager, you're the Telecele, which is not actually one of our established species. But I actually don't mind him that much. He just does remind me of, like, a big bloated tadpole. Oh, and we are actually seeing that, like, this area is propagating, because there's a little bit of stuff that's now spread along the trench here. I don't think anything's, like, spread up this way. Yeah, this is still pretty barren, so I don't know if we'll see anything from here or... Oh, didn't mean to pause. Along this area quite yet. But we just gotta, again, just give it some time. We'll keep it at the ×2 for the speed. And we'll just leave it go on for a while. I might actually look at doing a little bit of culling, because we... Like the Canthalba, you guys are at such small population amount. I'm just going to try to get rid of some of you guys. Just to see what else we might be able to get, and also to try to free up the frame rate a bit. Like... Oh, okay, this actually tells us some interest. So we got a global log, and we got the age, energy, and stuff of some of the animals. There's not exactly like a mass extinction button where you wipe out all of your animal species. That might actually be something that could come in handy eventually. But I don't think there's too much priority there. And one thing that I know is looking to be developed is a photo mode for the game. So that way you can actually like hide the UI much more easily and get some of those like more panoramic or cinematic shots if you want. Oh, good lord. Are you hunting? No, you're a forager. I don't know what suddenly shot you. Like in ×2 speed, some things really go quickly. Oh wow, the Telechar are actually doing very well. Oh no, you're the Telecel. Or Telecele. You are the Telechar, so you're not even the one I thought you were. But you can see we've got a sustainable population here. And they're all going somewhere. I'm just kind of curious where you're all going to. Because looking on the mini-map, it looks like you're actually coming towards... This isn't a mountain. Yeah, this is kind of like the little valley area we had made. We've got some very interesting looks in here. Surprisingly enough, the Daniobala are one that are doing very well at 25. The Telechar are our highest population right now, and I think they're they are foragers. That's good. You need a good kind of prey and population for anything that's a predator, such as the... Where are you? The Ereltro. The Cusklings are actually still around too. They're actually ones I think I might get rid of. Just because, again, they're another one of the smaller populations. I like to just try to limit our numbers a bit more, or see what else comes out of this. Like, you guys were showing signs of using your limbs, but... And what are the relics? Okay, you're a forager, so I'm going to leave you guys be, because, again, I want more forager species. So you're a forager. Your predator will leave for now. The Katamoja is another predator. The Blasley, you're a forager, and you guys actually seem to be like a schooling species. I don't know if certain ones will just randomly develop, or it's just because they're how they are. They've just completely conglomerated into this little mess here. Then we've got the Relit, which is a forager, and that's kind of like the... gone through a few presses a bit too often. We got our Eelviathans, which unfortunately aren't doing too hot. I think it might be because they have a little too many limbs for what they actually are understanding for their body movements right now. But we'll keep an eye on them and hopefully they'll change into something more. We got the Irumons, which are well, they're kind of figuring themselves out. I don't know why he's chasing the camera on us, but... yeah, some of them are... no, and the Daniobala, which are another forager. So, we'll let the Eelviathans go for a while and see. I think it was a case of taking the editor a little too far ahead of where these guys were for, like, their neural network. Because, let me go into that. Yeah, like, zooming out, you can see there's a lot of parts to actually try keeping track of, and there's actually some parts that don't have, like, connections in place for them. Like, reading this also reminds me of, like, an electrical diagram that I'm trying to figure out. It's like... Joint X, Miscellaneous X, and... Memory? No. WAV, Min... Like, there's a lot of stuff in here that I don't quite understand to read out. So I'm hoping maybe that's something they'll expand on, is giving you a little bit more information on what that all is saying to you. Oh. Although it looks like you're trying to understand your limbs a bit more. Katamoja are down... wait. And you guys are only down to 8. But I'm kind of tempted... oh, down to 7 now. I'm kind of tempted to look at getting rid of these ones. Just because, again, they are at a pretty small amount right now. They actually kind of... I mean, the shape sort of reminds me of, like, the side view of whales you sometimes see as, like, children's drawings or that. Oh, well, another one's gone. Yeah, none of our species aren't doing too hot, but it's all the predators. The foragers are actually having the time of their lives. The Amavan. I think that's a new one. Yeah, it's definitely one that it might have been around in the map for a while, but it's kind of a newly established as one of our, like, predominant species, I suppose is the best term for it. I still have all kinds of miscellaneous, like we still got a Cuskling. We've got an Eelviathan that's in miscellaneous. Oh, another one that's in there, and another. We got the Telecellas, who are actually surprisingly mobile. I'm thinking maybe that's something that we'll see once the game has a little bit more development to it, is that, like, the animals or the organisms start getting a little bit more advanced with understanding their limb functions. Or, like, there's maybe a little bit more than just random limbs sprouting off of bodies. Maybe they will... wait, where's your head? Okay, so... you're like... it's basically a stickman fish that does not have the arms. But maybe that's something, is that limbs will start getting defined into certain areas. Like, these are propulsion, steering, things like that, which will kind of dictate where they also are randomly generated on the body, more than just, like... what it is a lot right now is blobs with growths and tumors for movement. Oh, you're actually... oh, see, you're pushing yourself good. So you know what? I'm going to look at boosting you. If you're learning to use your limbs, like... uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, okay. Autosave, just in the top corner there. Everything froze up for a moment. I thought that I kind of boosted us to oblivion, but... we're going to boost him just because he does show actual promise with using his limbs. Actually, it does go to show that once they start, like, understanding how their limbs work, they can motor along. Look at this guy go! But yeah, like, if you can designate where or what limbs are for, you could designate the front two as for steering and the back for, like, propulsion, or... hard to say. It all depends on how they want to develop ecosystem and also how complicated that can be to code in. Like, the random procedural generation sort of stuff with these organisms right now, I have to imagine was a headache to try to code in. Like, also getting them so that way they develop and understand the use of their limbs a bit more over time, too. Even for that boost, these guys aren't doing too hot. Oh, they're actually mating. Wait, mating with Bessie, and you're... What are you guys doing? Because there's like 3 of you. So you're hunting, you're trying to mate with Adele, which is right here, and you're trying to mate with Bessie, which is... Is that Bessie? No, that's Kelly. I don't know what these are all doing. And you're Bertha. Yes, that's everything going along pretty smoothly there. Oh, actually, this area... Yeah, I thought I put stuff down. It looks like it's actually been completely devoured because of all the foragers that have been here. So that's something to keep in mind, too, is if you do have too many foragers without predators, then they are going to just eat themselves into extinction because there's no food left for them. I think this area was one of our areas that had a lot of grass or plant life there, and now it's just completely eaten out. And how... Yeah, this area's still doing not too bad. Uh-oh, why are you unhappy? Oh, you're fleeing. And you're fleeing, so... Is there a predator you're scared of? No, forager, but you're... Oh, maybe because they're... Oh, here we go. We actually got the Katamoja. I mean, it says hunting, but you know what? Maybe we'll try to follow him for a while. It says it's hunting, but I don't know if it actually will be able to, like, pick a target and go actively after it. Yeah, I think you can see why nature likes symmetry for its evolutionary traits, though. Poor guy with only that weird flapping one on one side. You can see he basically just, like, flops back and forth a lot. Oh, actually, we might see him actually go after and get this. Because that looks like the intended direction he's going. He just does not seem to be able to... Oh. Might actually be using that... Getting some propulsion, but I don't think he's going to be fast enough to catch what he's after. It seems like he's lost in speed, although... We are basically just dealing with 2 wiggling worms in a way. No, actually, no. It looks... He is catching up, I think, if he's actually... Oh. What was... Was that almost like an ink spray, or was that them trying to, like, sprint away from being hunted? Oh, you can actually see, like... Yeah, so they do actually have, like, mouth movements to try and... No, I'm actually going to give him a boost, because I will applaud that he was able to actually hunt something. So there you go, oh, Catherine, my apologies. She was actually able to hunt something. It might not be the most thrilling thing at the moment, but again, once some more time's passed and things like this, where they understand the limb use a bit better... Oh, yeah, you're actually going in for hunting right now. So you're going after that one there. Although what's odd is it looks like... I thought I mirrored the limbs, so they would be at the right spots, or like exactly opposite. It doesn't look like that turned out that way, though. But we'll see if he can... Yeah, it looks like my problem was adding a lot of stuff in the back here just made it a complete mess for the poor things to really, like, get proper propulsion into certain direction. Oh, no, you decide not to hunt anymore. And how's our trench looking? Because this is the one end of it. And... Oh, well, we got something actually in the bottom of it. We got a telecell who's... Wait, exploring? Yeah, just exploring. These guys are actually looking like they're taking refuge along here. And... Looks like it's slowly branching out. It's not moving too quickly. But there's nothing that's also, like, really come up here to claim and, like, really eat and devour this stuff, so maybe with more time it'll go further along. For now, though, we are going to save this episode of Ecosystem right here. And I think we will do one more episode of this kind of map, and then I'm thinking episode 7... Yeah, it will be episode 7. We'll try out the creative mode and do that little Subnautica project I was thinking of. But thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you do like Ecosystem, be sure to give the video a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, let me know right down below in the comment section. I'm always happy to hear from you guys, and I try to respond to any feedback comes up on the channel as soon as I can. Until I catch you in the next video, though, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.